Hello, my name is Tariq Enriquez, and today we'll be talking about wrist extension of the radiocarpal joint. In this video, I'll be going over passive range of motion, joint mobilization, stretching, and strength training for the joint. Here is a list of the wrist extensors and the muscles that act on that joint area. First, we're doing passive range of motion. We want the towel underneath the wrist so the hand's exposed. We want to stabilize the forearm so it doesn't move when you're doing the passive range of motion. You want to repeat this motion a few times. They're able to do this with the opposite hand in an active assisted range of motion pattern. Now, in order to get him to more wrist extension, we'll be stretching his wrist flexors. Some wrist flexors are flexor carpi radialis, flexor carpi ulnaris, palmaris longus, flexor digitorum superficialis, flexor digitorum profundus, then pronatus teres. If we want to target the ulnaris or radialis more, we can either put them in a radial direction or an ulnar direction. We want to do a low load sustained stretch for 15 to 60 seconds. We can repeat this about 3 times. We want to do this about 3 to 5 days per week. We want to stretch, but we want to make sure there's no pain. Now I'll be doing joint mobilization to increase wrist extension. We want to stabilize the forearm. We're doing a volar glide because the convex proximal carpals are moving on the concave distal radius. In this video, I will do some quick progressions through 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 being the barely noticeable oscillations, 2 being the larger bounding than 1 oscillations, 3 going to the end range and doing the big bounding oscillations into the end range. 4 would be me going to the end range and doing quick oscillations at the end range. Normally you would go 20 to 30 oscillations. I kept it short for this video. Now we'll be strengthening his extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis. To differentiate between carpi radialis longus and brevis versus digitorum versus ulnaris is the direction he's going. He's extending his wrist and going in a radial direction. If it was just digitorum, it'd be straight up. And if it was ulnaris, it'd be in the ulnar direction. You want to have him do this 8 to 12 reps for about 3 to 4 sets. He can do this 35 days a week. He's using a weight in his hand, using a 5-pound weight. You can use any weight they feel comfortable with, and any way that they can get the reps and sets required of them. You can also use a resistance band with this. You can also have his arm in a midway position between prone and supination, and you can have him extend that way to reduce gravity a little bit. I have 2 articles here that I use for references, one for stretching, one for strengthening. The one for stretching was by Sato, and it was about the acute and prolonged effects of 20-second static stretching on muscle strength and shear elastic modulus. The results of the study showed that for sports performance, a 20-second sustained static stretch was beneficial for range of motion, and it didn't take away from peak torque. While the study by Nakamura on the effects of exercise frequency on functional fitness in older adult women from the archives of gerontology and geriatrics showed that you need to exercise at least 3 times a week for effects to take place.